Welcome to the first Pack Chat of the year. We got a live studio audience this time. I'm Jack Polishuk, joined by Caleb Taylor and Tanvi Sankoli, and guest co-host Reagan Hill, as we discuss this week's most trending topics. Let's get started. First, President Biden has been caught with classified documents at his private residence in Delaware from both his time as vice president and president. This also follows documents being found at former President Trump's residence, but as of right now, very little information has been released about the documents or what they contained. So, what do y'all think of this whole situation?
You know, to be honest, Jack, once I heard that Biden was also doing the same thing as Trump, it really makes you wonder how much this is happening in the White House and if other politicians are actually doing this. Because I know with Trump, a judge issued the warrant to go into his house and get those documents, but with Biden, it was consensual. He did say that they could go into his house and get the documents, but it makes me wonder if this has happened other times with other politicians.
Yeah.
And if he's going to turn out like Trump.
It's really disappointing because it's also really hypocritical. And then for like Biden to kind of lampoon Trump for all this stuff and then just do the exact same thing like 4 months later, it's pretty baffling, to be honest.
It's concerning that, you know, the people with that much power in our nation are able to do things like that, you know, no matter what side they're on.
And yeah, it shouldn't be like a political party thing. Like this is just like happening with everybody across the board. It's not just like one side or the other.
But then again, he might also be doing it like for the people's benefits. I mean, I don't really know what that is exactly, but you know, he might be.
But you don't know what those documents are.
Yeah.
Well, true.
I don't know. I find that scary, to be honest.
At the end of the day, you were breaking the law by doing that. So, you know.
Yeah,
Definitely.
All right, next, ongoing University of Idaho murder the ongoing investigation continues in which 4 students were killed in an apparent crime of passion. While the investigation is still ongoing and new information about the students and suspect, Brian Goldberger, is still coming to light every day, one interesting piece of news that came out of all of this was that the name Brian, both spelled with an I and Y, has dropped in popularity for baby names. So, are we done with Brian? Is that not like a good baby name anymore?
I love the name Brian. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but like, you know.
It shouldn't be a reason to like drop the name altogether, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like the 3rd bad Brian in the news recently, because there was the other guy that like killed his ex-girlfriend, and then the other guy that killed his wife. A lot of bad Brians out there right now, but there's some good Brians.
I mean, there's Brian from Family Guy, but I don't really think if he's like a good person. But I mean, like, okay.
Well, he's a dog, right? He's not even really a person.
Well,
so
yeah.
It's kind of a bad dog.
But he's a bad character in general.
Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. That's it.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Walter White on Breaking Bad.
True.
Great actor.
Okay, but do you think like that's happened with like all serial killers? Like, for example, Ted Bundy was Ted canceled? Like, you know, like I don't feel like they should cancel every single name
Ted's
just
like
because
pet
they killed
name. Like that's not what you would name like a human.
a pet name.
My grandfather's name is Ted, Jack. Are you serious, man?
It's insulting.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
You can. And my dearest apologies to him.
It's all right.
And his family.
It's all right.
Was he in the service?
He was a Marine.
I'd like to thank him for his...
They called him Teddy.
Awesome.
Yeah, look at that.
Finally, the Oscar nominations were announced yesterday. Films like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, and All Quiet on Western Front came out on top for the most nominations. Other notable picks include Avatar, Women Talking, Elvis, Tar, and more being nominated for Best Picture. So, are we messing with the picks this year?
I personally love Avatar. I really, really want that to win. But
Okay.
then again, there's like also really good ones like how they highlighted Elvis and you know like his entire lifetime. I really think that was really good too.
See, that one got criticized actually. Like a lot of people either liked Elvis or hated it. Same with
How did they hate
Blonde
it?
on Netflix. Like I loved Blonde. I thought it was going to get nominated. I know the actress Ana de Armas got nominated, I believe.
That was the Marilyn Monroe one?
Yes,
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe one. But like, it was also so controversial because like it wasn't portrayed right to like the actual person. But you know something? Avatar is just not the way to go.
It's
the
so
first
good.
one
The animation
was too long, and the second one
Is even
it's
longer.
not.
Okay, well, if you're on a
Please with me.
plane and you're
Anybody
watching
agree?
it, then it's fine. You know, if you're on a plane and you're
so
watching it.
long.
Okay, can we also
It's
talk
like-
about Top Gun Maverick?
I didn't.
Like,
I
no,
didn't.
no,
I don't
okay.
think it's like deserving to be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
my parents liked it. I fell asleep.
My parents loved it too. I fell asleep too, also during the whole like final Russian.
Because it's iconic to their generation, though.
Yeah.
Like, of course,
Yeah.
they're gonna like it, but you know.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was surprising that Nope by Jordan Peele didn't get a single nomination. That movie was
Yeah,
great.
that was
Yo.
great.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
not
crazy.
a single one.
That should have honestly been nominated for Best Picture.
I thought that was one of the best movies all year.
I
but-
think Everything Everywhere should win though.
think
Banshees
Avatar
of
should win.
Inisherin was good. Tar I really want to watch. And yeah, it was a good year for movies, I feel like.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, and that's all we have for today. Remember, T-Wolfpack, there is always time to chat.